Hello students, this is Oshani from Chinta.com. Over the last couple of months, we have been developing the new version of our problem solving software, Panini8. This new version has several new features that you will be able to use. Um, we are still at the very testing phase of this particular software. We want to give you some early access. If you are interested for an early access, you can fill in the Google form that is in the description of this video, or if you are in one of our WhatsApp groups, then the link will also be there. We won't be able to give the early access to everyone. There are a few glitches that we are sorting out right now. But let me quickly show you how this particular software works. The first and the most important part of this software is this practice button. Maybe you can see it on the top. Basically, it allows you to practice problems from a particular goal. So in this particular case, the goal is Math Olympiad level 4. This is usually good for American Math Competition 8, AMC 8, or Math Kangaroo. There are obviously other levels of mathematical Olympiads, physics Olympiads, ISI, CMI entrance, and so on. There are several modules under this particular goal. Geometry is one such module. And this particular question is from geometry. So if I click on resume, you can see the question comes up here. This is an answer type question. So the answer is an integer. I can also check out the hint if the hint is available. Sometimes some of these questions may have some error, which you can post here, or if you have an idea related to this question, you can also post that here. Those will be visible in the discussion panel. Okay. So this is just a demo comment, but other comments which are interesting, which are associated with this particular problem, you can post them here. And if you're not giving out the answer, then we will make it public and people can see in the discussion panel. If you see an error, of course, mention it here as well. So maybe I can write like, see, I see an error, something like this. Then if I click on submit, of course, our admin will be able to check that question and we can fix that problem. So this is the main functionality. You can, practice problems on geometry, algebra, combinatorics. In fact, if you want to just practice geometry problems, you can click on filter. You can select the module, let's say geometry, number theory, or algebra, whatever you want to practice, and just focus on that. We suggest you don't do that because there is an algorithm at play at the back end which tries to learn your ability to solve problems and throws you problems accordingly. So it rotates among geometry, algebra, combinatorics, and number theory in this particular goal, and it learns more about you and it gives you progress tracking. Okay. Similarly, you can actually solve by contest. So for example, if you just want to solve AMC 8 problems, there are other contests that are coming up as well. For example, you could just solve Math Kangaroo problems, or you could just solve ISI entrance problems depending on your goal. You can do that as well. You can add those filters and then you can solve problems accordingly. Okay. There is this chat with me option which measures curiosity of a student. I'll show that to you in a second. It's a very interesting kind of a little addition that we have done. We not only want to measure the progress of the kid on a particular topic or a particular module, we also want to measure the curiosity of the child, and we are using some machine learning there. But let's look at the progress button. The progress button contains, first gives you the curiosity score, which is basically that machine learning machine learning driven algorithm that's going on at the back end. I'll speak about that in a moment, but it also gives you strength and weaknesses depending on your performance in the practice page. So more problems you practice, It learns more about your progress on different topics. It tells you about your strength, about your weakness, about module wise progress. And it also gives a history of amount of work that you have done over the period of time. For example, it says that on 25th August, I spent 2 minutes in the system. I tried one problem and I was successful in that. In 24th, I was 13 minutes in the system. So it also gives you a sense of consistency, how much work you're doing over time. Okay. You can also see past problems that you have solved. For example, this is a problem that I solved a few days ago. So it gives you the problem, the solution, the question, and all those things. If you see an error, you can also see the discussions on this question. Okay, so you can see the progress. You can go back to the practice page. As I mentioned, you can also chat with the chat bots. If I click on that, you will see that a chat bot pops up. This conversation is built on the work that you have already done in the system, the problems that you have solved so far. On the basis of that, our bot will start a very simple conversation with you. it the reason we do this is because we want to do two things. First of all, continuously solving problems can create a little bit of attention deficit issue, so you can talk to someone in a sense. And the second thing, it while you do this chat, we are trying to measure the curiosity of the user. We are using some algorithms at the back end. We are still trying to improve upon those algorithms. This is a very early stage of this bot. So if I click on start, you see that the bot starts some conversation and it says, okay, did you know the ancient Greek mathematician Archimedes was the first to accurately, mm, so maybe I can write, how did he measure this area? Let's say I put something like that. So Archimedes approximated the area by using the Pythagorean theorem and inscribed and circum. Did he anticipate the concept of pi in his calculations? Maybe it seems possible, of course. Maybe he could divide the perimeter of the polygon by the radius and get an approximation. Approx and get a value. Okay, get a value maybe. I don't know. Use the exhaustion method, I see. So inscribing and circumscribing, then calculated the area. Did he also use the concept of so you see the bot is asking me questions as well on the basis of my responses, and it's trying to get some response from myself. So it's that seems possible because exhaustion theoretically requires infinitely many steps. Okay, so this will stop, the conversation stops after a you're on the right track. Archimedes indeed used the perimeter of the polygon and the radius to estimate the area. The exhaustion involves infinitely many steps. I must say, steps. Well done. Let us end the conversation here. And you have scored a curiosity of four curiosity points. So basically, on the basis of this conversation, the algorithm tries to give a curiosity point to my conversation. So that will be, so I can go to the next question now and start trying the problem. Okay, back to the problem actually. This was a problem I was trying. So I can continue with the problem or I could skip the problem, of course. If I skip the problem, you see it goes to a number theory problem. I can start with this particular problem now. It churns between different topics, but it does in a clever way that at the back end, it does in a clever way so that I am moving through all the topics in number theory, geometry, algebra, and combinatorics It uses some learning principles called positive feedback loop to actually do this. If you are interested, we can talk more about the backend algorithms. So these are the two main things, the practice and the progress. These are the two main functionalities um of the process. Okay, so now we can also give tests. So tests are mock tests that you can give. So for example, I have an active text test package, which is the Math Kangaroo Intermediate. There are 5 full-length mock tests, and there are some other test packages like AMC8 full-length mock tests, which are also uh, which I can also explore. So active test packages are test packages that I can already give. They're already subscribed. I've already subscribed to them. This I need to subscribe to actually take the tests. So let's see what happens if I click here. So there are 5 full-length mock tests on Math Kangaroo, and of course I can start taking the tests. I can resume the test that I was already giving. This was the test that I was giving, and I can browse through the questions. There are 424 questions here, and the total time is 75 minutes. So this is you can pause and resume the test whenever you want. We've kept this flexibility because some students may have some computer issues in between. So the main point is to actually take the test in one shot. That would be very nice. Okay, so I'll just exit this for the moment. And so these are the main 3 functionalities: test, practice, and progress. You can also ask questions, which is important. It's like a forum, so you can go and click on ask question. The good thing about this forum is you can use math using LaTeX. So see, uh, it shows you the preview in live while you type in the left hand side. So this is an example. So you can maybe use, if you know how to use LaTeX, it will be very easy for you to do. If I do this, you see it comes here. So I can click on submit, and someone can actually respond to this particular query. Okay, I can edit it, of course, if since I have already this is my post, so I can edit this as well. Okay, so these are the main functionalities here. You can go to my profile and check some of the details. You can contact support here. You can check your inbox, change your profile photo, all those kind of stuff. Okay, so this is how the particular software works right now. We are, again, as I said, we are testing this out. I want you to, I want some students to actually be volunteers and test it out and tell us what glitches are coming up. We are, of course, internally testing as well, but we want to give early access to some of the kids. If you want an early access, please fill in the form. We won't be able to give the early access to everyone, but we will be able to give it to a selected few students. Okay. All right. Thank you for joining in today. I'll see you the next time. This is very exciting. We are very excited to work on projects like this and have some fun with it. There's a lot of math involved as well. Like the algorithms are all math, right? Okay, I'll take care. Bye. I'll see you next time.